This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
All right. Okay. Okay. I've got podcast fatigue, Nathan. It's just these drawers. We've been opening them.
They never quit.
We've been opening them and closing them, and there's just so much goofing in the world out there, the greasy world that we live in, Nathan.
You said, but this is our last. We're on our last two, right?
We got 2 more drawers, and then we're just gonna hang it up forever.
That's kind of perfect timing.
No, I mean, well, then we'll just
Yeah, because
it is perfect timing.
Yeah, this will be New Year's episode.
Oh, perfect. You know what? That's great. That means there'll be no more old grease. So we'll have cleared out all the grease because we got a lot of backed up grease from the 2-year hiatus we did.
Mm-hmm.
So then from this episode onward, it'll only be new grease.
Yeah, new year, new grease.
That's the Royal We guarantee. From this day on forward, today, and then not the next day, there will be grease, but it will be only the newest of grease.
Yep.
I said that very convolutedly. Well,
Like John F. K.
like Mr. John F. K. Welcome to another episode of the Royal We. I'm John F. K.
I'm Nate.
And what we normally do is we take headlines and we read them, but we do not read the articles because, facts, they just get in the way.
Yep.
If you guys want to send us headlines, and you should, you guys can do that at Royal WeCast on Twitter or royalwecast@gmail.com. You can also join us live, twitch.tv/Royal WeCast. Let's just, come on. You guys, if you've been listening to us the last couple of weeks, we've been trying to drain these drawers, drain them dry.
Drain them. Getting all the grease out.
Get the grease out.
Man, speaking of grease.
Go ahead.
I'll say, speaking of grease, the other day, this is the time I know people, and for some reason, enjoy our international
podcast. Yeah, I know.
No. I was gonna say our international food porn segments. The other
I
day.
know. Those are weirdly popular, aren't they? That's the only thing anyone talks to me about.
Yeah, they're like, what's about more food? Well, here's one. The other day, after we were all hanging out, I crashed over at Zach's place because we stayed up all night. And the next day, he knows there's a place. It's called Uncle Phil's Cheesesteaks, and it's a Philly cheesesteak place here that's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air themed. And and all the cheesesteaks, like all they have is cheesesteaks and like waffle fries, onion rings, mozzarella sticks, and different types of cheesesteaks. And the cheesesteaks are all named after characters from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like, what a oddly specific.
But why? Did you ever get to the why?
No, there is no why.
There is no why.
But we got these things, and he goes, they're a greasy, sloppy mess, man, but they're delicious. It may be one of the best things I've eaten in forever. And they were so good, man. But they were comically greasy. Like, they were the greasiest. I thought it was just wrapped up in a piece of but they rolled them up in wax paper and then wrapped them in foil. And you take the foil off, and the paper, it was like that Simpsons joke. Like, it was completely transparent.
That's really funny.
Completely. And like unwrapped it, and it was rolled up in the thing like 3 times, and it would soak through. I was like, they were so
Why
greasy,
are we messing around with those rotisserie chickens? We should have just clowned on that. I want Philly cheesesteaks.
We'll definitely have to hit it up again. It was
yeah, for sure.
Delicious. I mean, the sloppiest thing.
Can I run this past you?
Huh?
My brother, friend of the show, came and he came to Taiwan and visited us, and he's given me shit nonstop because while he was here, we just took him to places like that. He's like, I came to Asia, we just ate American food. Like, we took him to Amores, I took him to like Big Boys, I took him to Ed's, for example.
Yeah.
But and he's like, it's not even that good. Is it? Do we just like it because it's different? Like, because it's not even good American food, it's just American food?
There's probably definitely some aspect to that because you just get tired of the Asian food. So then any place that's different.
Them sweet meats. They love the sweet meats.
They love the sweet meats. I don't know. Ed's. I would put Ed's in with good, decent barbecue.
I would agree too, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't feel comfortable saying because I've been outside of the motherland for almost 8 years now.
Oh yeah.
I've not stepped 1 foot on Trump's America.
Yeah.
It's gotten so strange. When we were in Australia, that's the last time I smelled a Western country. And I remember being like, wow, it smells like home.
Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah, Australia feels like America, but just like if everybody it feels like, I don't know if this doesn't make any sense, but Australia felt like, like right before you go to a party.
Okay.
They're like, I don't know, like the whole place seems like it's getting ready to go to a party. I don't know if that I don't know if that doesn't make any sense.
It's interesting.
But
I kind of understand what you mean. When we were there, I kept thinking about how, because they kept explaining us some of their laws, which is funny. The thing they gave us a rundown of things we should look out for.
Yeah, listen, guys. Here's the rules.
Here are the rules, boys. but like some of their laws and the things they passed were like, oh, of course that's a thing. But you could never get people in America to agree on that.
Oh yeah.
There was like a ton of stuff they were like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like for example, cigarettes are wildly expensive. It's like $30 for a pack of cigarettes.
Yeah, because whenever Aussie Luke, friend of the show, when he came over, that's what he was talking about. We could smuggle back more cigarettes because they were so. Yeah,
because he was just smoking like a chimney when he's here because they're like $2 a pack, and he's used to them being like 30. They're honestly like 30 or 40.
Yeah.
There's a picture on the internet of like how much food you can buy for a pack of. Well, hold on a second. Let's drain these drinks.
Yeah,
We're like 10 minutes in this episode.
It was honestly, it's like this is just how we normally talk to each other.
I was telling someone how like you and I don't talk to each other unless we're podcasting. So like we can't help but just talk to each other.
Yeah, we just start talking.
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
I'm sure we'll wander away. Let's get a couple of headlines, then we can just start talking to each other again. Okay, so the drawers up this week are crime and the law.
Those are two good ones.
Now, I had to separate these into two drawers because basically crime is when there's a crime or there's like a mystery or they don't know what's going on. And then
a mystery.
If police or lawyers or judges get involved, that's when it's the law.
Okay. That makes sense. That's
so crime is usually just criminals because otherwise it's just tons of stuff.
Or a mystery.
Or mystery. When it's only mystery, you don't even know if there's crime. Then that's, what is that?
Scooby-Doo drawer.
That's bullshit / yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, that's bullshit.
That might be spookery / monster / unexplained. I mean the unexplained. I mean unexplained. There's a system here that is as all of my systems go, convoluted and unwieldy. So
deep inner workings.
I don't even understand it. Ooh, crime. Stalker. Let's open up this drift. Stalker finds pop star's home by studying the reflections on her pupils in selfies.
Good Lord, that's crazy.
That is like Philip Seymour Hoffman plays this guy in the biopic. Creepy.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Studying the reflections. How do you protect yourself against that?
Yeah. I mean, when crazy comes for you, what do? Do you have to load up a gun and wait?
Yeah. Why stalk?
Why stalk? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've never had the inclination to stalk somebody.
No, me neither.
I mean, there's some sort of deep-seated mental problem there.
Sure.
So, I mean,
like I'll get real interested in certain celebrities. Like I went on a big deep dive of Henry Cavill recently. Okay. Just like watched everything I could find about him and that guy seems pretty chill. But I could not imagine trying to figure out where he lives.
Yeah.
Because what's the like they think like, oh, they'll see me and they'll want to be my friend. Is that what they think?
That must be it. Or like people who are just like, I think we would be really good friends. Like if they just gave me a chance, like, and they just get into it and be like, man, I really wish that guy was my friend. Like, and I think he would like me.
I've thought that.
If we, that's weird you said about Henry Cavill. I just watched Henry Cavill, something on YouTube about him last night out of the blue.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
I bet you, our YouTube, because also you send me a lot of the crazy stuff you watch. So our YouTube algorithms, they flirt with each other. Your YouTube algorithm has got to be on another level though, because you watch extra level nonsense.
Yeah, it doesn't know what to do. It sends me the weirdest stuff. It started just recommending me these like random little clips that are like 20 seconds long of like people falling downstairs, and I'm like, you're not wrong, YouTube.
well guessed.
Is this what you want? Like it's really short and it's someone kind of getting hurt. And I'm like, yeah. And it's from like 9 years ago.
So they found this star's home by studying the reflections on her pupils.
I mean, That's wild. Well, that means you're studying. You're like using some sort of photo program to enlarge her eyes. You're probably taking the image in her eye. You'd have to reverse it. You'd have to flip it around to get an accurate picture of it. Probably take some distortion out. And then what? You're going on like Google Maps or something like.
But even then, it's views inside people's houses and stuff. I mean, you must have some general idea of where they live. Like you must know the state at least or the city.
Yeah.
And then you're
like we live in Beverly Hills.
That's next level insane.
Yeah.
And then I bet you they bragged about it. I bet you're like, yeah, this is how I figured it out. And everyone's like, cool, but what?
Yeah, man. Don't tell people.
I did something like that once. Now it's not. No, I didn't. But I remember I used to be on. There's a band I like called Tally Hall, and I used to be on. Remember back when like forums were a thing?
Yeah.
I guess they're still a thing.
Yeah.
But I used to be on like their fan forum, and I would like talk.
That used to be like the only thing. Yeah.
That was the thing, and I used to be on one. And I knew this guy was like an intern at this radio station in his college. And I remember if this is too creepy, just edit this out. But I called the college. This was when I was like maybe 20. I ended up calling that radio station because their number was just available. You can find it on the college website. And then I called and I asked for this guy's. I said, "Oh, hey, I'm Oliver's buddy. He forgot his cell phone at my place or something like that. Can I have his phone number so I can call him?" And the guy they just gave it to me. So I just called him and was like, "Hey, Oliver." And then he was like, "What the hell, man?"
Yeah, that's a little weird, but it's not like.
I think if I remember correctly, why did I do that? Let me think.
I mean, yeah, you were just wanting to be like, "Hey, I'm into this," but you weren't like trying to be him and kill him and wear him.
It wasn't anyone from the band. It was just another guy on the forum.
Oh, okay, yeah, just doing it to do it, sort of thing.
I think that's why I did it. Yeah, I think I did it just because I think I was like, I don't know. I don't remember why. I don't even know why I wanted to call him. I don't even know who the guy was.
I mean, I've done that before, like figuring out like deep, but not for any like malicious intent. But it was just like, I bet I could figure that out.
Oh, sure.
I'm trying to think of an example, but like where you just go and like you're just bored and then go on like a deep dive on something and you can be like, I can figure this out. And then you do by some weird means like that, where it's like, oh, that was actually some sleuthy shit.
Yeah, but then like you're like, oh, but I feel kind of. But you know what's so funny? I've shared some really weird personal stuff on this podcast, and this is the one I feel the weirdest about. Why?
Yeah, I mean, you had sex with a teddy bear or something, didn't you? And how did you find that teddy bear, Sam?
Through the
reflections in its little button eyes.
I didn't have sex with a teddy bear. I don't know if you could constitute it that way.
Well, I guess it's a thing where I said that I had sex with a pizza. There's no proof. There was just pizza. There was just pizza in my pants. Like, no, you can't prove it.
I was more about arguing about the definition of having sex with.
Oh, mine was just you can't prove it.
I suppose I would argue that I used the teddy bear to masturbate.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
Kindergarten teacher in China gets death sentence for poisoning dozens of her colleague students.
What?
Why?
So she killed her other fellow teachers' students.
Well, we don't know if she killed them, but she poisoned them.
Oof.
So she somehow wanted to get another kindergarten teacher in trouble. So she poisoned a bunch of her students.
Oh my God. Both of these, so far, these have been dark. Wait, it's the crime drawer.
It's the crime drawer. They get more the next three get hokey.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. I don't even know really what to say about that. That's wild.
What could you possibly, I'm always curious about people like a kindergarten teacher isn't a very vetted position. Like, I was a kindergarten teacher for a while. So are you, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But how do you become a kindergarten teacher if you don't feel bad about poisoning children? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like another profession, man.
Yeah, because you clearly or where you're into it so much that you're like, fuck that other teacher. Like, I hate that. I hate that lady, or I hate that guy. You know what I mean? To the point that you're like, that's like, you're basically framing someone for a crime. That's crazy.
I'd love to know how they caught her.
Mm-hmm.
That's a strong candidate for the card, because you know what's funny? When they're funny, they're always exactly what you think they would be.
Yeah, we're like, it's probably this, and then it is, and we're like, yeah.
But when they're dark, we're like, well, but what? What is it?
What was she thinking? Yeah, and how did they catch her? Yeah, I'm interested to know.
Can you imagine imagine if you send your kid to this fucking school and like you're working all day in the goddamn cardboard box factory, and then all of a sudden your fucking kid gets poisoned by their kindergarten teacher? Like, God damn it, life is hard. I don't need this.
By a rival kindergarten teacher. That you're
not even theirs.
What are the fucking internal politics of this place where my kid's going to learn the alphabet, that they're poisoning the students as like subterfuge? Like what? What is happening in there? Like, that's the least likely place you would ever think that you would have to worry about. I mean, worrying about your kids getting poisoned is one thing, but worrying about a rival school teacher poisoning your kid?
Dude, that makes me think about this. Sometimes people in Taiwan are out of their minds worried about nothing. Have you ever experienced that?
Yeah.
Like they think that, for example, Taiwan is probably top 10 safest countries in the world. Right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you would not to guess from talking to Taiwanese people.
Yeah.
There's a rule here that students can't order Uber Eats, right?
Uh-huh.
And I was like, that makes sense. It'll disrupt class. And the teacher I was talking with said, no, it's because they're worried that the delivery driver might poison the student. And I said,
why?
Now, like giving them benefit of the doubt, is there any evidence or record of that ever happening to anyone in Taiwan?
No.
And she said, no.
Right.
And I said, then what the fuck are you talking about? It has to.
Yeah.
It has to be because they don't want them ordering food in the middle of class.
Right.
It can't be because of your crazy reason.
Right. And that's something you like tell the kid, like to spook them. Be like, don't ever order Uber Eats without having an adult do it, because you never know, the delivery driver might poison you. And then the kid's like, oh, but even then, that's a shitty thing to tell a kid.
This is a grown woman. This grown woman's living in that world.
Right. But it's the thing when if you believe it and you're like, because you order Uber Eats. What's the difference? Why would they poison a kid and not anybody else? No sense.
They want the job, and Uber, it's a company. Like, oh, it doesn't make any sense.
This is my job. Yeah, I'm not. Why? People acute, which, I mean, it could happen, but like you said, people, it seems like for the most, I mean, people, they want the job. They want, but I see all the time on like Food Panda, which is like Uber Eats, people leave reviews and be like, I don't know if they blame the drivers for, like, they'll be like, oh, they didn't send my French fries with my meal. I think the driver ate them. And then, the driver's like, man, I didn't eat shit. Like, I'm sure the place just didn't put them in there.
Yeah. Apparently that happens in America, though.
I'm sure, yeah. Like I said, I'm sure that has happened. There's more basis for that but it's funny that they always blame the drivers as being like,
oh, yeah.
It's like, because places forget to put shit in your order all the time. And it'd be funny to be like, hey, I bet it wasn't the restaurant's fault, the busy ass restaurant. It was just the guy going to pick my food up and bring it to my ass.
I know. What a thankless job. Like, it's just, you're the first person to get blamed for everything.
Right. Yeah.
But look at the motive for eating your French fries is much more. I could find that motive.
Yeah.
Like, it's busy. I'm driving all these things around. They're going to blame the restaurant. They're not going to blame me.
Right.
Why are you poisoning high school kids?
Why? So, yeah. Once again, somebody may have done it somewhere, because that's a thing, because people are fucking crazy. And they'll be like,
they always say, like, you'll find like razor blades and candy and shit in Halloween. That's never happened. And actually it happened one time, and it was their own parent did it to the kid. Yeah,
I was gonna say, that's the one thing, that's one of those superstitions in the States. They're like, whenever you were growing up, did like your local hospitals, you could bring your candy in and they would x-ray it for free?
No, what?
Yeah.
What?
Our local hospital, you could bring your candy in and they would x-ray it for you to make sure there weren't needles and razors and shit in it.
And I'm sure they never once found anything.
I mean, to my knowledge, it was just one of those things growing up that they were just like, always check your candy because someone might put razor blades in it. And even as a kid, I thought that was crazy.
It is crazy. And what's so funny is people are willing to accept a world where you have to check your candy for razor blades, but they don't stop to think about how insane it would be to actually do that to someone.
Right. And it's because it probably happened once, and then now but what's so fucking crazy, man, is people get all worried about that, but then they'll build a bridge and not fucking second check it, and then it collapses and kills 100 people, and they're like, you know what, we should really make bridges safe. Meanwhile, you're worried about fucking needles in your fucking Tootsie Rolls and shit. And it's like, we're thinking about the wrong shit. Well, it's like when I was growing up as a kid, there was nothing to it. They were like, never take stickers from strangers because they have LSD in them. And I'm like, and I never thought about that.
Who's giving out free LSD?
It's children that you're never going to, you know what I mean? Like, what a weird...
Yeah.
That's such a weird thing. And as a kid, I was like, oh, okay. And it wasn't until I was probably a young adult that I thought back on that and was like, that's fucking insane. And I was just like, okay, don't take stickers because there's.
I know what I think this is. I think it's a consequence of like, the human mind can't really understand numbers past a certain amount.
Yeah.
And like statistically, once something has happened, it seems more likely. But there's plenty of things that have happened in history that were such a crapshoot once and off. Like it was just the right lunatic saw the right circumstance and took it,
Right.
Like, and it will probably never happen again. And it's definitely not going to fucking happen to you. And that doesn't mean don't be careful and don't watch your shit.
Absolutely.
But Uber Eats drivers are not poisoning high school kids. Unless you're in China and it's Chinese and it's your kindergarten teacher.
Yeah. Bonkers, man. Okay.
Oh, so the next couple of headlines are a little more light. So let's brighten up this episode a little bit.
Poisoning children.
Well,
Merry Christmas.
What's funny is it's not much brighter. Florida man caught on camera stealing cat blood from clinic.
I mean, a whole lot of why.
What are you doing with it, bud?
What are you doing with cat blood? I mean, people blood would be strange, but at least you can use people blood. Who needs cat blood? I didn't even know they kept cat blood around.
And caught on camera stealing cat blood. I guess maybe for his cat or to feed it to something.
Yeah, maybe to feed it to something. Maybe he has vampire bats. Or something. What eats cat blood?
Cat blood.
He's got a tick farm.
Gross. Can you imagine? Oh my God.
That's so gross. That's disgusting.
Ticks are like, ugh, I don't even like to think about ticks.
Yeah, they're gross. Ticks. When's the last time you even thought about it?
No, I mean, I used to live in
ticks, people.
Lyme disease is named after a city right next to where I grew up. Like I think Lyme disease you have forever. I must have it. I still had it. I was diagnosed with it. I must still have it.
Oh yeah. I think you have it forever.
Yeah. I mean, I was taking super strong antibiotics and then stopped thinking about it. Like most of the problems I have in life, just ignore it and hope it goes away, right?
Goodbye, Lyme disease.
I remember I learned a lesson the wrong way. I had a Bank of America account that I overdrafted the shit out of. I'm sure you've done that before.
Yeah.
I overdrafted it so hard that I just stopped using that bank. I just went to a new bank and opened up a new account. And then one day, I remember I was doing pretty good. I had a little bit of surplus money, and I thought for some reason, like, I'm an adult. I got to figure that out. So I went to the Bank of America, and they had just closed my account.
Yeah.
They were just like, nah, yeah, no. I mean, we just... And I was like, oh, good. If I just ignore problems, they'll take care of them.
Yeah. Thanks for reinforcing that thing.
I mean, Florida man's caught stealing blood. It's got to be for his cat. I mean, I don't know. It's a kind of a goofy idea.
But now just hold on. Think.
I remember thinking. I think we had this conversation. I want to say like in the first 20 episodes of the podcast. But do you remember when I put forth the idea, if you're really hungry, adopting animals for meat?
Yes, I do remember that because I think I shared my idea that I thought I honestly had a real idea for a minute where I thought about growing and raising my own lobsters. And then I thought, no, that's a bad idea because I can't keep a fucking basil plant alive long enough because I eat it too quick. I'd just be buying lobsters and eating them the next day.
Yeah, eating them the next day. Lobsters are actually really hard to keep alive.
Yeah, and they take forever to grow. Like I actually looked into it. I was like, I could get a big tank, fill it full of lobsters, and just have lobsters just all the time. Then it was like, no, they take forever.
I don't think farm grown lobster is even a thing because of how hard they are to kill. To raise.
Yeah, I think they're pretty hard to keep alive.
Which is crazy because they're basically, they eat garbage and they live in the ocean. Like they live in like winter, like, you know what I mean? Like, but you have to like put like, because I used to work at a fish place. So you have to put all these like,
you have to make sure like the tank has got the right salinity and temperature and like and if it's just a little bit off, they just die.
Yeah, they just die. Unless you steal, but if you got the lobster farm running, man, you can feed them plenty of cat blood.
Yeah. No, what I was getting ready to say is this is one of those ones that were just on the surface being like, yeah, I don't know. I don't know why you'd steal cat blood. That's weird. But really think about why you would steal cat blood. There's no logical answer that isn't fucking insane.
No, right? Because like
there's not like
people will just give you pig blood. You go to a butcher, they have tons. They'll just give it to you.
Yeah, because they make stuff with pig blood, not cat blood.
Like laptops.
Yeah, it's the tires on that SUV. Pig blood.
Like fancy doilies and toys for the children.
Pig blood.
It's all pig blood.
But cat blood.
There's a lot of...
Honestly, I've never, other than, like you said, a vet where a cat might need some blood during like a surgery, I can't think of any other reason why you would need it. Because if you said, well, he's giving it to his cat, but what crazy fucking DIY cat surgery thing you got going on in your garage where you have to steal cat blood to like do your home surgery on your cat? I mean, I don't know, dude. That's another contender of like, because I want to know what, because in my mind, there's no explanation that cannot be insane.
So I've got to find. Okay, I think I get another theme. So I think next year, we're gonna turn another leaf here at the Royal We. Only dark grease.
Only dark. We'll just be real bummers.
No, because I don't know that this is a bummer.
True.
But like when it's dark, then we're kind of like, well, it's a mystery. But when it's like some guys got drunk and stole a turkey, it's like they did exactly that.
Yeah, but it's pretty funny.
It is funny. Speaking of funny, this one
with the Latvian prison.
This one I had to read carefully because it's almost doesn't deserve to be in the crime drawer. And if only one word put it there. Surprisingly strong woman arrested for poking holes in 13 expensive melons with finger.
Now, see, that's not dark at all, but that made me instantly laugh. Because what? Once again, what a reason. It's surprisingly strong woman.
I can imagine doing it once. Like you're at a store and you're like, what the hell? And you poke it and your finger goes in and you're like, oh shit. And you hope you don't get caught. But 13 was premeditated.
Yeah. And you're going in like, fuck these melons. And you're just punching holes in them. And people are like, hey, there's a lady just ramming her fingers through melons. Yeah, but that is pretty impressive. I don't know if I could slam my fingers through a melon.
We've come back for this new season of the Royal We. I want to say this is going to be the last. This is the finale of this season, by the way. Next season will be 2021.
Yeah, new season. New year, new season.
New year, new season, baby. We're going to come back. I'm going to grow a mustache. You'll hear it. Brustling against my pop filter. Shit, I derailed myself this season. Oh, not a lot of singing. Not a lot of singing since we came back.
Oh, it's true.
That was something I used to always push for.
Yeah, we'll have to be. We'll be more sing-songy.
Next season. I mean, I was just thinking because I was thinking this could be the tune of Stairway to Heaven. There's a lady who's strong, surprisingly so, and she hates expensive melon.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I don't know. That's what was in my head. That song was in my heart.
And she took them, and she started punching holes in the melons with her real strong finger. Yeah, good. That's good.
Yeah,
good.
Good.
It's good.
I remember I used to always demand that we sum up the episode in song, and I don't think we ever were able to do it properly.
we did a couple.
But it always was funny. I mean, it was always funny. Mm-hmm. This one's running a little long. Let me clear this crime drawer out.
All right.
And then let's get out of here.
All right.
We're not even going to be able to open up the law.
Yeah.
The lawman's not even going to catch us this episode. Thief steals car tire.
Okay.
Swaps it with frozen turkey. So this one started with stalkers and poisoning and ended with just goofs.
Just complete nonsense, which I like.
I do. So
that's a thought I would never think to have. I don't think. Or maybe, but he did it though. That's the thing. You're like, I wonder if you could swap in
That's drugs, man. It's drugs.
That is
drugs. There's no goofing. That's just the guy was on drugs. He thought it was a good idea.
He took.
Spoiler: it wasn't a good idea.
But I like that. Did he do it to his own car, or he did that to someone else? I mean, because if he did it to his own,
he's labeled as thief.
Okay.
So
yeah. Okay. Right. It had to be somebody else's. He stole a tire. That was the crime. Putting the turkey on there was just his like personal statement or something.
Yeah, that's his little performance art. This will be my calling card. A frozen turkey.
This is my mark.
It's funny because like he's like a crime lord. Like, God damn it, man! We're not making any profit. All of our profits go into these goddamn turkeys.
Yeah, you keep buying these expensive ass turkeys, but the gobble grabber will strike again.
Thief steal. What I like about these sometimes is like we get real nitty gritty about the word choices. Like thief steals car tire, swaps it with frozen turkey. So does he like jammed a frozen turkey onto the axle of this car?
That's what I'm in my mind. I'm trying to figure out how he did it, and it's got to be that. Yeah, I guess he just rammed the turkey.
I can't see it a bit. Read it.
It's exhausting. It's exhausting to think about.
I know you were like. Okay, let's play the card, man. I mean, kindergarten teacher or cat blood?
God, they're both pretty good.
Which one?
I said they're both pretty good. I'm kind of wanting to know cat blood, really.
More than poisoning kindergarten kids?
I mean, they're both a big why.
Why?
Well, let's go with kindergarten kids with the caveat that if they don't tell us why they did it,
Okay.
or how she was caught, then we go cat blood.
Okay.
Because that's all I want to know about that, to be honest.
That's fair. Why, just the why?
The why, because both of those are just the why.
This is on CBS News. Okay, let's play the card. Kindergarten teacher in China gets death sentence for poisoning dozens of her colleague students.
Dozens?
And an act of revenge against a colleague that left one toddler dead. Oh no, immediately.
Oof.
Immediately a bummer.
Oof.
A court in central Chinese province of Henan said Wang Yun put sodium nitrite into porridge being prepared for her colleague students, sickening 25.
Damn.
She knew that it was harmful, but went ahead with no regard for the consequences. They began vomiting and fainting after eating their breakfast. The kids were aged 3 to 6. I mean,
What a monster.
her motive, yeah, right. She concealed her reasons for poisoning after carrying out the crime, and her motives were despicable.
What?
Okay, here's where this gets wild. Remember what I said about you're not really vetting kindergarten teachers very well? They should, because this was not the first time Wang used sodium nitrate to poison someone, authorities say.
What?
In 2017, she put it in her husband's mug, causing him minor injuries. And why? Then let her become a kindergarten teacher.
Right?
She's poisoning her husband.
Right.
Sorry, we got to find someone new.
Right. This is like that story you told me about whenever you first started working at this place or something, and then they hired a new kindergarten teacher.
Yeah.
And there was like a meeting, and while you're at the meeting, this guy keeps like laughing to himself or something, and finally,
yeah,
and finally somebody's like, "What's so funny?" And he's like, "Oh, it's the ghosts. I'm just laughing at the ghosts." And they were like,
yeah, he's like, I got these ghosts. They just tell me funny things sometimes. And they had already hired the guy. They flew him over from America.
"Yeah," and found out he talks to ghosts. Yeah.
Wild. Let's play the other card, man. Let's figure out about these cat blood.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly what we thought it was, and they didn't tell us why.
They didn't tell her why. She just, apparently that's her thing. She's a serial poisonous. Poisoner?
Poisonist.
Poisonist.
All right. Let's play the card again. Florida man steals cat blood from a clinic. Surveillance footage shows him. He took a box containing 4 vials of cat blood. Amounted to about $600 loss for the clinic. No, I mean,
That's it.
Yep, he did it.
Why make the story? You're not telling us what we need to know. God. Once again, though, there's no reason unless he found out, oh shit, that cost $600. Maybe I can sell it to somebody for $600. That's the.
Why did it cost $600?
I mean, have you ever tried to get a cat to do anything, let alone give up its blood?
Give it up. All right. You got it.
Meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow.
That's going to do it for us this week and this year of 2020.
Yeah.
Here on the Royal We. Thank you guys for sticking with us. This has been a new season. I think we're on season
I don't know.
6, 7 maybe?
I
don't know.
I don't remember. I lost track after like 3 because it was like everything we do was just completely arbitrary. Just one day you'd be like, new season. Like, all right.
Will they find love? Tune in next week.
With a gobble grabber.
Will the gobble grabber get them, or will the boys finally kiss? Tune in 2021. Yeah, I want to thank Kishibashi for letting us use his song, intro/pathos of the album 151A. I want to thank a lot of you guys have been submitting headlines, but we were doing a thing.
Yeah.
Again, for no reason that I just decided. I mean, it worked. I didn't even tell myself. I just said, let's do this. And then as we were recording, we started doing it. Where we just, we read every headline and didn't replace them.
Yeah. But now we've got stuff we'll have, new year, new grease.
New year, new grease, new year, new grease. Hashtag, listen guys, use the hashtag new year, new grease. All right. Tell us about your New Year's goofy resolutions.
Yeah.
If you guys want to send us headlines for the new year, and you should, you guys can do that at Royal WeCast on Twitter. You can do that at royalwecast@gmail.com. And also join us live, guys. Go ahead and follow us, subscribe. Come on, at twitch.tv/royalwecast.
Come on.
You can also just send us headlines if you know us in person. I know a lot of people have been liking us on the Facebook. That's another great way to send us headlines.
Yeah.
We're running low. We need them. We need your help. We need your help in 2021. Okay, let's make it a greasy year. New year, new grease.
Yeah.
I mean, that's gonna do it for us.
We'll never be pretty, and we should kill ourselves.
All right, good night, Dad.
Goodbye.
And good night, 2020.
Yeah, fuck off.
Get on now.
Get on out.
Get.
Well, I guess it's a thing where I said that I had sex with a pizza. There's no proof.